Hey guys, alright, I really hate this, but he showed me something that seemed important, so I gotta tell you guys. Um, he took me over to this area of the United States, and I'm not sure exactly where it was, but it seemed like it was somewhere between here and here, like it was somewhere in here. And he showed me, this slope that went down. Oh, well, first he what he did was he dove under the ground and was swimming underground to this spot right here. And I saw, and then once we got to this spot, I saw what I thought looked like a plate. So we were underground, and then I saw this like slope and then another thing go like that. That's not exactly it, but it seemed like it was a plate. Okay. And we were standing in, and that's like the side angle of it. And we were standing in this cavity, like right in here somewhere, underground. And then we looked, and there was this water, and it was going upward from where we were, and it kind of swirled around like that. And then it went upward this direction, and it started splaying out, like making a kind of like a pool underground. And keep in mind, I mean, I don't know where we were exactly in relation to the states. All I know is we were underground, and this was going upward, and this was going kind of upward, more toward the surface. Um, and this is, I'm showing it to you now as if we're looking down on what he showed me, but from my perspective, I was right here and I was looking over in this direction. And then we went down further south, and we saw, he showed me this cavity, this large cavity. And this time I was facing north, and I was standing in this cavity, and this is from this, I'm going to show you from the side view. There was like this ledge right here, and he was standing here, and he jumped off the ledge, and then he swam from here down, and then he went down this tunnel thing, and there was this, I mean, I don't think it was a rock, but it was some type of ledge or something, and then there was this cavity that went down even further down into the ground. And down here, there was like liquid, but it was really black, and so it made me think that maybe it was oil. And he showed me like something poking at it, and then that pool up here, he was also showing me like something poking at it on the surface. And down here, where the oil or whatever it was, he showed something turning around and around under the way deep under the surface. It was turning around and around. And he kept going under and then coming back up and then under and coming back up, and he was like and then he climbed over onto this. That's not very good. That's not what it looked like. He climbed over onto this ledge. Well, he showed me this long piece of hard ground that was under the surface, and then he showed me like from the side angle that it curved down like that under the surface. Like here's the surface up here. He showed me that it curved down, and I mean it was going from like over in Colorado somewhere over to here or something, or maybe in Oklahoma, I don't know. But anyway, the point is, this is what it looked like underground, and this was the hard part, but then it curved around, and then everything else over here was like hollow. There were all these cavities. You know what I'm saying? Like there were all these cavities under the ground, all in this area. And then on this side over here, I saw all this crumbling, just like crumbling down into these cavities. And then he climbed up on this ledge. Oh, and he kept looking at his watch. His watch was on his left arm, and he kept looking at his watch. And then he showed me 1, and then it looked like he was showing me 5, but I'm not sure of that. But it seemed like he was showing me 1 and then 5. And then I don't know. I'm not sure about that because I get all freaked out when he tries to show me numbers and stuff. But anyway, it seemed like he was showing me 1 and then 5. And then he climbed up onto this ledge, and he was sitting there, and he was panting, and he was soaking wet. And then he got up and he waved his hand off toward this direction like, oh, whatever. Oh, I don't remember if I told you this, but like while this was happening, I kept kind of ignoring him, or I was trying not to pay attention because I didn't want to see it. And I was like, I don't want to see this. Like, you're trying to tell me there's a new Madrid earthquake or something, and I do not want to see this. Like, this was just not, I just didn't want to see it. And he just kept insisting, like, no, you need to look. I'm showing you this. And then he showed me something like curving around. I hope I'm doing that right. Like that. Like from looking up to looking down, like that. Like cutting through the land, like this curved motion like that. I don't know. I have no idea at all. And then and I, like I said, I was kind of like trying to look away, like I don't want to look at this right now. I want to go to sleep. And he kept looking at his watch, and then he did something else. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, that I know what it was. And then I kept trying to ignore him, and then my heart started fluttering. And I mean, it was so weird. Like my heart just went and just was fluttering. And that kind of freaked me out because I was like, oh my God, what was that? Like, is he, because I was trying to ignore him, and it was like, I don't know. It was almost like, I don't know. I don't know if it's connected to what I was seeing because that's never happened before. But it kind of made me worried because it kind of made me think, well, I had heard somebody else say that she had had a dream or a vision or something, and that her whole body started shaking, and that it just made me think that maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe he is trying to show me an earthquake. I guess is what I'm trying to say. This solid thing that he showed me kind of moved up. Like the solid thing over here, it kind of like moved up. Like this was under the surface of the ground. So I don't know. But then, anyway, when he was sitting on this curved rock thing that was underground, he got up. He was soaking wet, and he got up and he walked over in this direction, like over in like the Colorado direction. He was standing there with a guitar, and he was playing the guitar with his left hand, and the top string broke on the guitar. And then he, instead of like stopping to like fix the string, he just kept playing the guitar anyway. And then I saw his left hand, and it turned to dirt, and it just dropped, and then his whole body turned to dust. It just turned to powder, and it dropped, just like the Twin Towers. It turned to powder and it dropped. But the guitar didn't turn to powder. Okay, that was weird. I know, and I don't know what that means. And he was facing the northwest when he did that. And then he walked over here, and he was looking around on the ground for something. And then this huge wave came in from the west, except it wasn't just a wave. It was like the whole Pacific Ocean just went over the United States. Like the whole Pacific Ocean just went phew. And he was like stumbling around trying to stay afloat. And then at first he was stumbling around, but then he was surfing, and then he was surfing on it on the wave, and then he flew up into the sky. But up in this area, I saw, at first I thought it was like a hawk or a crow or a hawk. And then I thought, no, maybe it's an eagle. But then you know what? It hit me later that it looked like it was something, and it was floating on the water, okay? And it was over up in this direction, and it was just floating, and it was all fat and happy. And I realized later that it looked like the pelican from Alice in Wonderland. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that cartoon, the original Disney cartoon of the pelican, like when she was on the ocean and it was in the ship and it had like that white ponytail. That's what it reminded me of. And it was just floating along that wave, that the whole Pacific Ocean just went over the whole United States, and it was just floating on, on top of the wave, just like nothing was going on. And and then it went back, the vision went back to this rock thing over here on this side of whatever was going on here. There was this rock thing, and I saw this woman, excuse me, and she was soaking wet, and she was crying, and she just seemed like she was really, really upset. And I somehow knew that there was like the stench of sewage in the air, but I'm not sure how I knew that. Um, and then I'm trying to think if there was anything else, but I don't think there's anything else. I just think that's pretty much it. And I don't know what it means. I mean, I guess it seems like he's showing me some kind of New Madrid event, like an earthquake or something. And he's showing me all these hollow cavities over here. And he kept looking at his watch. And then at the end, it seemed like he was showing me 1 and 5. And then at the end, he showed me, he actually showed me what time it was. Like at that very moment, when I was seeing this, he showed me what time it was. And I didn't have a clock anywhere near me. I had to like get up and go look at the clock. And the clock was, he showed me that he showed me the minute hand at 40. But when I went and looked at the clock, it was the exact same hour that he showed me, except the minute hand was on the 20 instead of the 40. And I have no idea what that means, but I was surprised because I had no idea what time it was when I saw this. And it's just weird. It's just so weird to me because it actually, I had no idea that, like I said, I just had no idea what time it was. And that kind of scared me, I guess. And that was why I just thought, oh man, I have to tell you guys. Um, I have to tell you guys right away because something about it. I mean, just the fact that he was able to tell me what time it was, show me what time it was with his hands, like he showed me. And I thought, wait a minute, maybe I actually am seeing this right somehow, and that was what kind of got my attention. Like, wait a minute, could this be real? I mean, I always feel that way when I'm having visions. Like I think, no, this can't be right. I always think that. And then so I had to tell you guys, and I hate this stupid vision, and I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. And I didn't want to see it. I did not want to pay attention to what he was showing me. But I have to tell you guys. So that's pretty much that. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.